Hello, hello. Sorry. Good afternoon, everyone. And I'm Geshe Sangpo from Gandhin Chanze Monastery. And I just want to share kind of my feeling. You know, it is some kind of mixtures of the feeling. You know, it is a little bit joyful because I'm getting this opportunity to serve His Holiness the Lama's vision. At the same time, I keep reminding, participating in the previous kind of the minded dialogue, looking from the behind and observing His Holiness Dalai Lama's, very, humor, in his, sense of humor, and, and asking, very critical questions. And his, absence is, very saddening. And, I'm feeling kind of, nervous and, this kind of mixture sort of emotion because, partly I'm a human, not AI. Okay. So, okay, I just dive into my presentation. The topic, as introduced by Kate, the topic is entanglement or disentanglement, and the meaningful relationship with AI. As we all know, AI is getting into every aspect of human life, and it is rapidly growing, progressing, and its advancement surely has its own kind of significant purpose and usefulness, but whether it proved to be a more kind of great assets or liability is very much dependent on how it is developed and applied. And along this usefulness, and I think we also need to we need to consider on the risk that comes along with it. In this era of AI, I think academically we can gain so much, the accelerating, collecting so much information in a very short spans of time. But on the other hand, we may compromise our inner flourishing because, everything, interacting with the technology. And Buddhist emphasizes on the importance of inner flourishment, not the, outwardly kind of in progression. If we look into the history, if we try to see the correlation between the scientific kind of progression and mental improvements, the mental development, there's no correlation. So scientifically, progression does not mean, enhancing or kind of mental well-being. The risk, for example, when we heavily rely on AI, AI actually reduces our active mental engagement and creative work and weakening actually when AI does provide everything very instantaneously and fulfills or demands effortlessly, and over the time we may addicted to convenience and gradually lose our motivation to invest any kind of mental effort to accomplish anything. Recent actually scientific findings, I think the pilot studies suggest that frequently using tools like ChatGPT reduces cortical thickness. So to protect our cognitive growth and originality, I think we really need to take serious consideration and cautious how we deeply integrate AI into our day-to-day life. And then I also want to talk with respect to the emotion. In Buddhism, kind of the teachings at the very early age introduces different types of emotion to be conversant, understanding different categories of emotions, their causes and their nature, and their kind of the behavioral outcomes, and the tools or instructions how for coping with this kind of afflictive emotions. And most importantly, I think the Buddhism emphasizes on the importance of cultivating positive emotions like compassion, loving kindness. So this cultivation later becomes, the, driving force for us, deepening our human-to-human connection and generating sense of care and generating sense of universal responsibility. And with respect to this kind of emotion in the context of AI, my concern is not AI becoming like a human. Rather, human beings become like a AI. And my concern is mostly toward to the young generations or the future generations, because in the future, the AI, may become a very integral part of, human life. And if these young generations, mostly interact with AI, particularly at the stages of their kind of critical development, then it will be very detrimental for their emotional growth. So, we may turn to like an AI, emotionally flat, plain, and in the process, we miss so much, we lost so much. I think that is very crucial to take consideration. What is happening here? I got lost. Sorry. Sorry. Oops, it's going so fast. It's AI operating, I think, behind. And then I also, what? It's not going, I don't know. It is, just doing. Okay, it is just kind of an operating by itself. I don't know. Maybe the connection is lost. I don't know. No, I want the emotion slide. Okay, this one. And you see, AI actually, I think this, topic is raised in the, morning session as well. AI does not, have genuine feeling and genuine or warmth or depth of the emotional kind of expressions, emotional cues that we get it from human. They don't have the physical kind of body language, the magnitude of that body language that we receive from the human. But when we interact with human, we do read these signals and respond with care and understanding, and that is how we actually enhance our connection, enhance our empathy and compassion. And by noticing when someone is sad, when someone is upset, when someone is excited, and through that way, we grow together. But AI actually, absence of that kind of magnitude, that kind of warmth. So because of that, I think we need. It is very important for us to take this kind of the dimension into consideration. And the second point, AI, smooths over discomforts and give very easy answer and minimizing conflict, and gradually actually lowering our tolerance for the emotional distress. And then third point here, what I wanted to share with regard to the emotion is resilience comes from different kind of struggles, and we need to face it. We need to, if you just look at examples like a great leaders, His Holiness Dalai Lama or the Nelson Mandela or Gandhi, they have gone through so much, and through their kind of, adversity, they turn it into a more kind of, their mental exercise and for their growth and for to be who they are. So therefore, I think we miss that component in AI too as well. So that is also a big sort of a consideration. Then the third point, with respect to the memory, we all know that in Buddhism teachings, we get tools or the instructions for sustaining our thinking, enhancing our kind of an attention spans. And when we let AI do everything, for example, it's like giving a very simple prompt, and then let AI do all the categorization and making the bullet points, and letting the AI tell the whole story. So it can be efficient, it can save time, but it really shortens our attention spans. It really makes us harder to stay in focus and sustain our thinking. So one thing is that when we actually jumps between tasks and looking only at a small bit of content, then our mind loses opportunity to embrace the full picture, embrace the details that comes in the kind of the other kind of processes. So therefore, there is a risk for the memory consolidation, and moreover, the AI addictive designs of AI power apps keeps our attention fragmented, and this frequent distraction actually interferes our mental ability to encode or the store information, and weakening some kind of the memory sort of information, I think. And in the long run, our ability to retain knowledge or ability to recall great informations are at risk. And to sum up, with respect to this kind of the three core sort of the areas, I think if we continuously heavily relying on AI and let them do thinking, remembering, and all other kind of things, then in the process we lose the strength needs for inner growth. One kind of simple example that I could come up with is like GPS. We all it's relatable to all of us. I think when we heavily rely on GPS to navigate through the streets and through the passage, and we can remember where we have been through, the streets and the blocks, name of the blocks. So the memory kind of consolidation is compromising that process. So in traveling under the guidance of the GP is like more like a digital traveling. And when you travel by using your own kind of brain, it is more like a traveling, mindfulness traveling. So the difference between these two is very obvious, very experiential, I think. So therefore, I think. So this, I have a few more things to say, but respecting to the time, and thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone.